Hey everybody! The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory is a historical romance set in the early 16th century and pretty much follows a true historical event that occurred at the time at the court of King Henry VIII. Now this story specifically follows two main characters, the Boleyn sisters Anne and Mary. Although it focuses more on Mary and it's being told from her point of view as a first-person narrative, which I personally think that really contributes to the authenticity of the book. Story-wise, it begins one day when King Henry starts noticing Mary. Mary up until then was just another lady in waiting, accompanying the Queen. And he's obviously attracted to her, and from the moment that Mary's family noticed that, they decided that would be a great opportunity for them being the entire family. Because when someone is in the king's favor, his or her entire family can benefit from it and get titles like Duke or an Earl. They get money, they get status, they get everything. So they decide that Mary should now become King Henry's mistress, sleep with him obviously, get pregnant and have a healthy baby boy. And once she is the mother of the new heir to the throne, then the whole family will be, their place will be secured, and then they will achieve their goal. And their goal is pretty much to be close to the king, to be in the king's favor, to be rich, and they sound like Disney villains. And I will talk a little bit about that as well. But basically it's a very interesting story. If you know your history, you pretty much know what happens. I knew what happened, but obviously since it doesn't matter if you know how it ends, it doesn't matter if you know what happens to these people, whether they live or die. So their plan is not really working as they hoped it would be, but obviously I won't tell you anything more than that. You just have to read this book. Now, as I mentioned, it's a very interesting book, and the fact that it's written from first-person narrative, I think it really contributed to that. It really made me feel as if I was there with Mary and all of the courtiers. Now, the fact that the book is, in fact, interesting is a big point, considering that there are some repetitive elements in the story. It doesn't make it boring at all. Also, I was kind of afraid that this book will turn out to be some sort of overly described erotic kind of novel, because there is a lot of sex in this book, obviously. It's about seducing a man, it's about sleeping with him enough time so you'll get pregnant and finish the pregnancy, because there were so many abortions at that time. And you don't need a girl. If you get a girl, you could pretty much throw her away to the fire. You need a boy, and you need to keep seducing the men. So obviously it's about sex. And I was really afraid that this book will turn out to be something, you know, very cheesy and very overly erotic. And I have absolutely no problem with sex in books and movies. It just have to make sense. And for me, it can happen if it's done decently and, you know, with a good taste, and that's what really happened in this book. Not to mention that, of course, you're reading about a true historical event, so I always love learning about history through fiction. I'm not very good with non-fiction, so for me it was better than reading a historical book. But having said that, I will mention that a lot of historians criticize this book for not being very accurate. It didn't ruin anything for me, because generally these people really did exist and these things did happen, just in the little details. Apparently she took a little too much artistic freedom. I don't know, I just thought I will tell you so you will be warned, but you know, overall it was still a very, very good book. However, I do have one issue with this book and the direction that she takes it, and I will try to explain myself, and I really hope that if you read this book, I would like to know your opinion about this point, whether you agree with me, whether you don't, whether you know where I'm coming from, or it's just me being crazy. So here goes. A point that's being emphasized a lot throughout this book is the whole idea of Mary's family as the controlling party of her life. She does not have any free will or decisions. They decide for her what to do, who to speak with, who to sleep with, who to get married with. And they seem not to care just one bit about her health, about her will, about what things would be good for her. And this point is being stressed out and emphasized to the point that it seemed to be too much on purpose, if that makes sense. At a certain point I stopped thinking, wow, these people are really cold and heartless. I just thought, wow, Philippa Gregory really wants us to believe these people are cold and heartless, if that makes sense. I mentioned before something about Disney villains. It seems as if she really wanted for the story to have a moral, kids. And this moral is that blind ambition and having lots of money and status and power is not everything. And every now and then it would be better not to have so much property and to be poor, but to be with a person that you love and get married from love and things like that. It's like Aladdin. Sorry, that really reminded me of a Disney film in a way, and that's a little weird considering that, you know, it's a historical novel. It seems as if she really wanted to make sure that we got that point, and some of the characters who were portrayed as so heartless and so blindly ambitious, that made me want to ask, okay, and then what? You get the crown. What are you gonna do then? You won't be happy. And it seemed too stressed out. It seemed too emphasized, to the point that it didn't seem realistic. I don't know. Maybe they were like this in real life, in history, but as a person whose only knowledge about these events were kind of random Wikipedia searches and this book and the movie, which was not good, had nothing to do with the book, but as a person whose only knowledge about these events are from this, it seems to me as if she did it on purpose. She exaggerated these characters and the thing that they do in order to make us feel how much they are, I don't know, greedy or something. And therefore also Mary's character became very feminist and modern in thinking regarding this time. And sorry if you heard a knocking sound. I mean, as a person who was born to the life of the court and grew up believing that all she has to do is to obey her family and other people, all of a sudden she wants independence. All of a sudden she doesn't want to send her kids away to the court. She wants to spend time with them. She wants to marry for love. And I don't know, maybe the real Mary Boleyn was really like that, but it just again seemed to me as if she was portrayed as such in order for us, the modern reader, to have someone to identify with. And once again, maybe it's just me. Maybe, you know, they were really like that in real life. I'm interested to know if you have any information about that. Please share, and if you agree with me, if you really felt that way as well as you were reading the book, please share it. I would like to know if I'm alone with this theory or not. But regardless, this is a wonderful book. I really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I read something that is more realistic and, you know, teaches about the past. Lately it was more into either fantasy or really bloody, gory murder mysteries. So that was a very refreshing book. So please comment and share your opinions without too much spoilers, please. And tell me what you thought. This is the first review that I ever given. This is the first YouTube video I've ever done. So please be gentle, but I do want to hear your feedback. And I'll see you in the next review. Bye.